Morning, Word of Life family and friends. Uh, we're here for Sunday school for June 7th. It is Communion Sunday, first Sunday. The title of today's lesson is Listen to God's Wisdom, and we are in the book of Proverbs, chapter 1. We'll be skipping around. So if you have your book, follow along. If you don't, you really need it. So here we go. So the book of Proverbs is largely attributed to King Solomon. He wrote most of it, not all of it. We know that chapter 30 was written by a gentleman named Agur, and chapter 31 was written by King Lemuel. We don't know much about either one of those gentlemen. And we know that there was an anonymous author that wrote some. And there's a lot of speculation that Solomon didn't actually write all the Proverbs, but he assembled them. We don't really know. It was common to have books of Proverbs in that era. We know that the Greeks had books of Proverbs. The Babylonians had books of Proverbs. But this was Israel's version. And in the Hebrew, the title Mishle Shloma is really translated the Proverbs of Solomon. And so let's take a look at it.
We are introducing the book. As John stated, it is Proverbs, and the author, of course, as we stated also, is mostly Solomon. We started with verse 1, the Proverbs of Solomon, son of David, king of Israel.
That's pretty self-explanatory.
Purpose. Verse 2, for gaining wisdom and instruction, for understanding words of insight. Verse 3, for receiving instruction in prudent behavior, doing what is right and just and fair.
There's that just and fair again. It seems like that ties together a lot of what we've been learning. And here we see instruction repeated again, and that I think is to emphasize its importance. The word translated prudent behavior emphasizes discernment. So in this verse, one sees the ways in which godly wisdom is to manifest itself.
Verse 4, for giving prudence to those who are simple, knowledge and discretion to the young.
Now, this suggests that the reason for ignorance is partially a matter of lack of time to have already learned. And I think those of us that were once young, now we're older, when we were young, we thought we knew it all, and as we aged, we found out that we probably didn't know a lot.
And if I may add, earlier this week, it was our grandson's 25th birthday, and I felt to send him this proverb as I was studying it. I said, yeah, I think this is what he could use for his 25th birthday.
All right.
Introducing wisdom, divine origin. Verse 7, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction. Proverbs 1:7. The Hebrew words rendered fool in Proverbs and often elsewhere in the Old Testament denote a person who is morally deficient.
Okay. In the context of this passage, it means primarily to acknowledge and submit to the Lord as a source of true knowledge knowledge and wisdom. If one is not grounded in that understanding of the Lord, then knowledge and wisdom will remain foreign to that person. The part that says, "But fools despise wisdom and instruction," and I think we probably all know people like that. But so really, to ignore wisdom is to embark on a path of a fool. Such individuals demonstrate their contempt for God and His instruction. So in general, foolish people can experience some unnecessary trials.
Human instruction. Verse 8. Listen, my son, to your father's instruction, and do not forsake your mother's teaching.
So human instruction. Some have suggested that that should be translated, the term son, or interpreted as a disciple or student. But I think in the context, it really it's more of a familial meaning. Both father and mother are instrumental in teaching wisdom to their children. Pretty simple.
Potential opposition. Verse 10. My son, if sinful men entice you, do not give in to them.
This is a pretty simple. It shows us that peer pressure has been around for a long time. So he's pointing that out.
Powerful outreach. Verse 20. Out in the open wisdom calls aloud. She raises her voice in the public square. Verse 21. On top of the walls she cries out. At the city gate she makes her speech.
And the footnote here, the Hebrew translation is at noisy street corners. So if we look at 20 and 21, calls out loud, portraying her as being on top of the wall, emphasizes that she's calling to as many people as possible to follow the ways of wisdom, reject foolishness. And then it mentions the city gates, and at that time, the city gate was really a place where a lot of business was conducted and where key decisions or announcements were made. So this was kind of the epicenter where everything happened.
Verse 22. How long will you who are simple love your simple ways? How long will mockers delight in mockery and fools hate knowledge?
Okay. So now we see the speech that she's giving. And really, wisdom calls for people to rearrange your priorities or to reorient your entire value system.
Verse 32. For the waywardness of the simple will kill them, and the complacency of fools will destroy them.
Well, those are some pretty powerful words. So we see that the rejection of wisdom's call is a decision that has a major impact on one's life. The waywardness of turning away from wisdom is fatal. This is what he's pointing out.
Verse 33. But whoever listens to me will live in safety and be at ease, without fear of harm.
Well, The chapter closes with a statement of the blessings that follow those who are heeding wisdom's invitation. Safety comes because the wise person has chosen to ignore foolish and sinful voices that offer invitations to pursue the path of wrongdoing. Conclusion. Heed warnings. Um, it's interesting, the question was asked, what happened to Solomon? Um, he wrote these proverbs, and he was one of the wisest men ever to live, according to history. And apparently, he couldn't follow his own advice. He started off gangbusters, but Solomon, as it turns out, kind of fell in love with his riches and his luxury and luxurious lifestyle. And he also liked the ladies. At one point, they figured he had about 700 wives, 300 concubines. I don't know how he managed all that. I could barely keep one relationship straight. But the problem is he started marrying a lot of foreign women, and then they started worshiping their gods, false gods, and then he started worshiping false gods. And so this should be a lesson to all of us that we're all susceptible, and we need to really follow what Solomon wrote, heed the warnings, and then we will be safe.
Prayer. Father, help us to heed your call to wisdom. As we do, may we lead others to heed your voice as well. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Yeah.
Not to remember. Fear the Lord and learn wisdom.
And as always, what do you think? What steps can we take to ensure that we not only hear God, but also apply God's wisdom?
Well, I would say that there's probably only one step, but we would tend to make many steps. And the big one would be staying in His Word. Because when you get it in you, when you practice something over and over again, like brushing your teeth, you know how to do it. You read His Word of wisdom, and you know how to apply it.
So you're saying it's a lifestyle, and it could be habitual
Right.
if we just practice every day and every day with consistency.
Yeah.
And I think you're probably right. That's the key. Well, thanks for joining us this week. If you're watching online, stay tuned. Bishop will be up next with the Word, and we'll see you next week.